only had one answer for him. Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period, where players dance with skates aflash, the home team trails behind, but they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside, it's a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name, and the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Take me where hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. Now the final flick of the hockey stick and the one gigantic scream. The puck is in, the Canadians win the good old hockey game. Oh, the hockey game is the best game.
Presented by Scott Credit Union, your St. Louis
Fan Report. Aloha and mahalo. I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is the Hockey Fan Report. How are you guys all doing tonight? I'm having a good time. Oh, that song is called The Hockey Song, or The Good Old Hockey Game. You can find it on YouTube. That's where I got it. It's a pretty interesting song by Stompin' Tom Collins. Very interesting gentleman who is no longer with us. I was really, like when I read about him and started learning about him, it really interesting life this man led. And to see, he was Canadian through and through, and he absolutely believed that Canada was for Canada only. And, he was asked about writing, why we didn't have a hockey song. And that's why he came up with the hockey song. Really interesting song. I found it a couple of weeks ago, thought I'd use it. I really enjoy it. I want to take the words in that and change the video to blues video. I just don't have the time right now. Believe it or not, you would think not working, I'd have plenty of time. But that's what we got going on right now. Baseball. The last I heard is they're not talking. So I honestly don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know if they're going to eventually get something together, if they're going to, spring training's 2 weeks away. So I really don't see anything good coming from that. That's just how I see it. And you know what? You're right, Chris. That's something we can talk about today. The Blues released a new mobile app today. Now, I already had the Blues other mobile app, which was linked directly to the NHL app, but this one is separate. You can see here, show it off a little bit. It connects to Enterprise Center, to Shafley, and to the Blues, so it gives you a little bit of that. You can get your tickets through there. You can transfer tickets through there. That's where you can get a lot of your news from. That's where you can get your lineups from. All of that stuff that you can get right there. So, it does give you a spot to go to. They've been promoting it for a couple of weeks now, saying that they'd have it out. I haven't done a lot in it today, to be honest. Had some physical therapy on my hand. As you can see, I can get my hand a lot better than what I used to. It's still not perfect. You can see the difference there. but I'm getting it better. Hopefully I'm gonna. I got to try and get a hold of my doctor tomorrow, and see what he wants to do. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk some hockey, guys. Let's talk some hockey. I got a bunch of people here. Ashley should be showing up here in a little bit, and when she does, we'll bring her in. But till then, it's just you and me. Let's talk some hockey. I think the NHL might have made a little bit of mistake giving the Blues so many days off, right? I mean, it's one thing if these other teams are not playing, but they're all playing. Now, I know a lot of teams have names to make up, but when you have a team that gets 11 days off, I'm not sure if that's a good thing. I mean, it helps with some stuff, get over your injuries and things like that, but you put them on basically they had a loss, and now they have 11 days to think about it. They should have had another game. They should have moved a game into this schedule here and one closer. I haven't heard about them doing any practicing, to be honest with you. Right? I honestly haven't heard about any practice. Normally when they have some type of practice, you get something through Twitter from Jim Thomas and all of those. I haven't heard anything, right? I really have not heard anything. So I don't know what they're doing. Are they taking more days off? Are they going to wait until after the All-Star break to come back? I just don't know. Now, the one thing that the NHL did do is they alleviated some of the Christmas time protocols, right? So they have gone back to the original protocols, right? That protocol means that now they can have team activities, right? The autograph sessions, things like that can come back. These guys are paying attention. I'm really, I don't know what to think about the 11 days off. I don't know if it's going to be great. I don't know how. Now, a couple of years back, they started this bye week where they got 5 days off of no hockey activities.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the Blues are treating this somewhat like a bye week.
It could be.
Right? And because I haven't heard anything. And actually, the one player that occasionally reads my stuff?
Who?
You say that player's name, but you know who it is. I've sent you stuff before that he's right. He hadn't read my stuff in a while. He went back and read my messages, some of my messages. Respond, but I don't expect that. But at least I know that he's willing to go back and look at him, and maybe he will respond. I just got to keep putting my stuff out there to him and see what happens. So I do know that some of that's going along. We're reaching out. We're trying to do the things we can do. Boy, you're popular today.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Right? You're very popular. Sorry about taking a couple of days off. I just, yesterday I just didn't see a reason to come on the air. Mm-hmm. Right? And I didn't. And then, hey Jim, how you doing?
Jim.
Hey Jim, the 10th when we play the Devils, we want to bring you on for the pregame, postgame, and all that stuff. So if you're eligible and you want to, let us know and we'll bring you on for that. I don't know why the mic in my ears it's going up and down. I don't know if you guys are hearing that or not.
I haven't noticed it yet, but I probably will now that you mentioned it.
Yeah. Well, to me, like now I can hear it in my ears, and then there's times where I can't. So you never know. I'll put it Jim. Oh, Jim's in for it. So we'll have Jim for the
sweet.
We'll have Jim for the live pregame, postgame. So we'll have a New Jersey voice, a Devils voice. Now, exciting. Right now, the Devils are getting their asses handed to them.
Yes, right? They are.
They are getting their asses handed to them. Hey, I know we talk hockey a little bit, but let's talk life a little bit. I talked about me applying for this writers workshop.
Yeah.
And you remember Ken Phillips?
That sounds familiar.
He is the guy that does the Scars and Stripes coffee.
Oh,
and,
yes,
right? Yep.
yes.
He's also a writer.
Uh-huh.
And me and him worked on my application today.
Awesome.
I have 3 solid, what I think are log lines, right? A log line is a short 1 or 2 sentences summary of your plot, right? So one of the things they ask you to submit is 3 story ideas that you would be interested in developing into a screenplay or TV pilot during the program. So me and Jim talked today, or not me and Jim, me and Ken, and these are my 3 log lines. The first one's a story I'm working on right this moment. A military veteran electrical technician tries to escape the island of Oahu and a ruthless tyrant after a virus wipes out more than 90% of the population. Log line 2, again, this could be a movie or TV pilot. A veteran sex addict recounts his life while contemplating suicide after a corrupt Veterans Administration denies him mental health assistance. And the third one, and this is why I'm reading these, I think you guys will like the third one, and I'd like to hear what you think about this. Through a strange set of circumstances and tragedies, a slacker hockey player recounts how he went from the 280th ranked U.S. player to a number 1 overall draft pick in the NHL in 10 months.
That one does sound good.
Right? So that's what I got. Bart Day. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen Bart before. New guy. Hey, Bart, welcome to the show. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is Ashley Slapshot Jones. We're your hockey fan report today. Let's talk Army potentially making a move for 1 or more top defensemen. Seems some forwards could still be on the block. Thoughts? I think we need to move 1 more big D man to make a cup run. Army is always thinking outside the box and toward the future. Bart, that's a pretty good and I'll get back to another one. Jose asked, which is an interesting watch today. I actually think that the Colorado game against Arizona is going to be interesting because I have a feeling Arizona might shock them a little bit.
I think so too.
But back to Bart here. First of all, I don't think we need a D-man as bad as everybody thinks we do.
No.
Right? Everyone thinks we have this horrible defense, and we don't. We really don't. I think we are like 13th or 14th. You had tummy troubles. I'm having tummy troubles. 13th or 14th in goals per game, right? Goals allowed. We're one of the better teams in that, right? And we're scoring almost 4. I think we're at 3.5 goals per game, right? Right now, off the top of my head, I would say you don't touch anything, right? I'm still going to stick with, I think the best move is the one nobody wants to make, but it's the one that makes the most sense. And if you're thinking outside the box and towards the future, it's the move that I would go for, right? So let me see. Goals allowed per game. The leader in goals allowed per game is the Carolina Hurricanes at 2.33. So they're allowing less than 2.5 goals per game. In 10th place, behind, and now this is important, the Nashville Predators, and nobody else in the Central Division is the Blues at 2.7. Nashville is at 2.69, right? The only number that the Blues have that I don't like when it comes defensively is shots allowed per game. They're down at the bottom. They're giving up 32.3 shots per game. I think that's like 20th or 21st, 22nd, right? That's the number that if you can get that number down, imagine what would happen to that 2.70. I think if you could get that number down, you would be a lot closer to 2.5, right? that number needs to be a lot closer to 27, right? And we seem to allow a lot of shots. Now, a lot of times the shots are out, not in, right? Oh, I know all about your guys' weather stuff, man. All about it, right?
I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
Well, yeah, I was talking to somebody today, and I said, I bet you get 5 inches. Which really, I mean, that's not a lot.
It still will, hinder movement, anywhere, but it won't be 16 inches like some people are saying.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be what everybody says. And not only that, see, I remember a period, I want to say this was in, I'm about to really date you, 1994.
Okay.
94. It was before my daughter was born. And I was in Tennessee. I had just gone to Tennessee in February or March, somewhere around there. And they had gotten 4 inches of snow, and the city shut down for 4 days.
Holy cow.
Well, here's the thing. They don't get snow that often down there, right?
Yes, this is true.
They don't invest in the equipment to clear the roads, right? It doesn't make sense. Right, I remember the 82 one, right? I think the 82 one happened over my birthday. Like it was December, January.
No, it was February because my boyfriend's youngest brother was born. Like his mom had to get in an ambulance and be driven in that snow.
Wow. Okay, well, I remember one happening around my birthday one year. I want to say I was 10 or 11. So I might be, hey, man, I'm getting old. My memory goes. Where are we at on people? So, hey, Bart, are you still there? Did we answer your question? What do you think about our answer? And by the way, the person I think he's going to trade is Huso. I really do. I think all the signs are there. I think every single sign is there. And now he could stand pat.
I really wouldn't be surprised if he stayed pat. I still think Huso would be a good move so we get something instead of nothing.
Yeah.
But I could also see him stand pat.
Well, look what they did with Pietrangelo. Right? They stood pat with Pietrangelo thinking they could re-sign him.
Yes.
Right? Hey,
but
Randy,
we know that we won't re-sign Huso.
I say that the chances of re-signing him are not good.
Yeah,
right?
we had a better chance with Pietrangelo, so...
Yeah, so I mean, if you sign Huso, right? Yes, great, appreciate it. I like the defense. I just think one more top liner helps us go further. Well, here's my issue. What do you have to give up? Everybody thinks that, and this is the one thing that and Bart, don't take this the wrong way, bud. Okay, one thing that happens when it comes with trades. Everyone thinks that it's, give me this and I don't give anything away. You're not getting a top guy without giving a lot away. So the balance of what you're giving away. Here we go. The Garth Butcher trade. What we got in Butcher, now I love Garth Butcher. I've had him on the show. I absolutely thought he was a wonderful Blue. But what we gave up to get him wasn't worth it. We basically died in the playoffs because of that trade. We traded our second scoring line for one guy, right? Too many times, you're going to find that trade doesn't work, right? How many times does the team make that trade and not get anywhere or lose in the first or second round? Very rare. In fact, one of the few instances I can think of, and I might be missing something, but one of the biggest ones that I can think of is Ray Bork.
Yep.
Right? When he got traded to the Avalanche, middle of at the trade deadline, and they went on the run and won the cup.
Yes.
And he coined 16W. Right? But for most instances, and you look at the Blues in 19, what trade did we make at the deadline? I don't think we made any.
No, we stood pat.
Right? We completely stood pat. everyone in the league was like, why did they do that? Why didn't they move? Why didn't it? And it worked out, right? Too many times those trades don't work. I'll tell you what. I'm in a fantasy league right now, right? And I have someone who is offering me a trade that they think I'm giving up 2 players. I'm giving up a player and a draft pick for 5 players. And he thinks that this is a really fair deal, right? And that the player I'm giving up is Robert Thomas.
No.
I'm looking at Robert Thomas. Now, this is a keeper league. So this is, I keep the guy. I don't, redraft next week. Ray Bork was traded the year before. Okay. Year before. I thought he was traded that year. So maybe I was a little wrong, right? I'm gonna bring up that trade. I'm gonna bring up that trade real quick. I know it's in here somewhere. Transactions. Give me a second as I try and figure this out.
No, Chris, I was a little busy today. I haven't had a chance to really play with my phone. I had school all day.
Okay, so here's the trade. I am trading a 2023 second-round draft pick and Robert Thomas, right, for Ryan Poling of Montreal, defenseman Damon Severson from and this is the guy that he thinks is equal to Thomas, right? Now, points-wise, fantasy-wise, they're close to equal. Damon Severson, Philip Kurachev from Chicago. He's a forward. He's on reserve. He might be in the no. He's so a forward on Frederick Grudoro from Minnesota, and then a prospect from Ottawa. Well, here's the thing. For me to take this trade, I have to take 1, 2, 3 guys either off my roster or the two or three of the guys that he's giving me and remove them from my roster. So this trade doesn't help me as much as this guy thinks it does.
Yeah, I would stand pat. Robert Morton brings up a good point. We stood pat because we hadn't had a lot of time with the whole team being healthy in 19. We were a little healthier in 19 than we are right now.
Yeah. I don't know how much it was a health issue in 19. In 18, 19, I think it was more sometimes needs overcome equal value. I do agree with that. This guy wants Robert Thomas. If I make this trade, I'm giving up on the season. Now I'm in like 19th and you need 16th to make the playoffs. Probably not going to make the playoffs. However, I think that I'm set up very well long term.
Yes, I agree.
And that's why I may give up on this season. Well, see, and there's Wendy saying that Chicago guy's not worth it. I would probably, you know what, Wendy, if I went and looked at all my guys, I would probably have to get rid of him, right? Because let me pull this up, and this is, but I know a lot of people don't understand fantasy, and I get that, but the one thing this does is it helps understand how a trade works. Right. So we're looking at all these guys, right? Poling from Montreal, Severson from New Jersey, Kurachev from Chicago, Gaudreau from Minnesota, and Garnett from Ottawa. He's a rookie this year, so he's in the minors, right? Not even up. And if I go to my now I'm going to go pull up my roster, right? This is I'm going to read my roster. Now I'm Blues heavy right now, and that's a mistake, and I know that. But I have Tyler Bozak, Taylor Hall, Jonathan Marchessault, Nino Niederreiter, Ryan O'Reilly, Ben Sherratt, Ian Cole, Ryan Graves, Dustin Brown, Robbie Fabry, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Oscar Sundqvist, and Robert Thomas. Sundqvist and Roger Thomas. In IR, I have Jake Muzzin, Nick Jensen, Jake Gardner, and Johan Larsson. I've got some really big names in IR right now. Right? I have no open reserve spots. Right? So now, because in goalies, I have Bennington and Elliott in reserve right now, and I started Anton Forsberg today, which was probably kind of stupid. But I also have Scott Wedgwood in my – I can switch Forsberg and Wedgwood in and out of the minors. So that kind of helps me out a little bit to give me an extra. And I ended up picking up Colton Ellis. So I got rid of Martin Jones and picked up Colton Ellis because I thought having Ellis might be a smart move down the road. Yeah. But if you go back and look at what I have in reserve, none of the guys that he's giving me, to me, are better than the guys I have in reserve right now.
No.
Right? I just don't see how this trade helps me. I mean, who do I get rid of? Who do I get rid of to keep his guys? And I don't see any of his guys worth keeping, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't do the trade at all.
Right? Another fan hit in Washington. I don't know what that means.
Like a puck hit a fan.
Oh, okay. Hopefully they're okay. Your team sounds like a Homer team. Yeah, unfortunately it is. What kind of happened is there were some dead teams, and they were trying to move guys around from other teams to, like, the Detroit team went dead, but it had no Detroit players on it. So to entice someone to take the Detroit player over, they made a few Detroit Blues trades for Detroit players. So with players that were on other teams. So I ended up getting a little Homer heavy. It's like the biggest mistake in fantasy to be Homer heavy. And I know that. But right now I look at what's available and there's nothing out there available that's better than what I have, even though I'm Homer heavy. Oh, I love it. Washington needs netting all around the rink, apparently. Don't they have it?
No.
Oh, wow. I thought you were supposed – oh, no, not all over. You're only supposed to have it in the corners, right? You're only supposed to have it in the corners. No, actually, when you sit in that section down there, right, it says on your ticket. I got it, Ryan. I got it. It automatically downloaded for me, right? I didn't have to. I already had. So what I had the original 2016 app before they made it the NHL app. And I ended up having the NHL app also. So I kept both of them because I knew, it was easy for me to find. So when they updated it, they automatically updated mine. So it updated to the new app automatically.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I was looking for it today and I didn't see it. And then I went and looked at my phone later and I noticed that it had changed. So I figured it updated itself. Right. Bruins just scored again. They're up 3-2 on Seattle. I have Taylor Hall, so that's why I'm watching the Bruins. But that's kind of where I'm at now. I don't know how many of you guys remember this, but I want to say it was in the mid-90s. And I want to say it was in either Carolina or it was in one of the California teams. A 9-year-old girl got killed by a puck. Right?
I don't remember that.
Yeah. A puck shot over. I think the NHL went and let everyone do that, have their own apps again. Right? So they can put their own spin on it. So I think that's what they did. So from 2016 until now, all the teams, their app was controlled by the NHL. Right? So now it's a little more, they have a little more freedom with it. I wish the NHL would take over the, it was Columbus. Okay. It was in Columbus. Right? What year was that, Wendy? Do you remember what year? I want to say it was mid-90s, maybe late 90s. Right? Oh. The old barn and got 10 stitches. Yeah, I mean, but like I was saying, when I go to games, like if you sit down in that section, if you look on your ticket, it says that you are responsible to know where the puck is at all times.
Yep.
Right. I remember when I took Earl Smith. I wish he was here today. When we went to the Vegas game, we sat right behind the penalty box, and I told Earl, I said, "Keep your head on a swivel." He says, "What do you mean?" I said, "Because a puck could end up here at any time." He goes, "What do you mean we get hit by a puck?" I said, "Look here, look where the netting ends. There's always a chance." I believe it was the 0001 season. Okay. I knew it was in that range. Right. So I wasn't too far off. Beep, beep. What was that?
Oh, it's my phone.
Oh, sorry. My nose is bothering me today.
Yeah.
So that's why the netting is there, but the side netting, I don't want side netting.
No.
Right. I really don't want side netting. I understand the netting at the ends.
Yes.
Right. I understand that. When it comes to pucks in the center of the ice, if they do go over, usually it's like a pop-up. It's not a hard shot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you need to keep your head on a swivel. And it's no different in baseball, right? Are they going to start putting a net up at the end, all the way down the sides of the foul, the foul lines? I mean, they started putting some of it, right, for the foul tips. But, it only goes just a little bit. You get past it only goes to the edge of the dugouts, right?
Yeah.
Beyond the dugouts, there's nothing there. And a foul ball can come at you just as quick.
Yes, it sure can.
I don't think it was the inaugural season, though. I mean, I'd have to look it up, but yeah, I don't think it was the inaugural season. But I do know it was like a 9-year-old girl that got hurt. And went up and back down and got looked at and went back to watching the game. It was, so she's talking about her mom. Yeah. Rob Ramage. Oh, man. Rammer. He's the coach. He's the coach of the Blues Warriors now. Right? He doesn't know how good he made me feel when he says, I don't talk to media. When I asked him to be on the show. I don't think it goes to the foul poles anymore.
No, it doesn't.
Right? I don't think it does. He says in some stadiums, but yeah, I know it went a little, but I know in a lot of stadiums it didn't go past the dugout. Right?
By the way, the girl was it was at 2002.
Okay.
Her name was Brittany Cecil.
And she was she got hit. She was about 15 rows up, 16 rows up. And got hit by the puck, a shot that got deflected and just streamed right in. She got hit in the head. Right? Are you reading the article?
Yeah, I am. Apparently it happened as she was at the game for an early birthday present and she died on her birthday.
Yeah. I remember that. Right. So, and that was when the net started coming up. Right. That's when the nets started coming up. And I'm okay with those nets. I've been to where I've sat to where you could see through the net. I think the nets have enough holes in them that you can see through them. I think that the way that they're designed, the pucks can still roll down, but they do slow pucks. I don't think one's been hit hard enough yet to go through a net. Right. And I don't think there ever will. But to me, I've always enjoyed. I thought the netting was the right thing to do.
I agree.
Right. You can only do so much. I mean, man, I feel so sorry for that father,
He probably really was taken up by it because he was just trying to have a fun day with his daughter.
Oh, by the way, I released a new old poem today.
Oh.
Right. If you go on my my Facebook page, I released a poem that I didn't release to the public originally. Right. When I originally wrote this, I just put it in a group called 22 Until None. And the poem is called The 21. Right. if you have a chance, check it out. Let me know what you think. I rewrote it a little bit, made some changes to it, did some corrections. And does this come with a dance? What are you talking about? The poem? No, it doesn't come with a dance. But it might be what I submit has my writing sample to the guild. Right?
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, so that's what I'm kind of looking at. I want to see, because Ken thought that would be, after I reworked it, that should be my submittal, right? And I wasn't 100% sure. So, ooh, my nose, itchy. I was thinking something like the Shin video. Hey, the Shin was a fun one. Did you see what the All-Star game is adding this time? Yeah, I did. I like one of them. I don't like the other one.
Okay, which one did you like?
I like the face-off one. Right? That where they're taking the boat out into the plaza. I didn't like the 21 one. Yes, Jason, I think it is. I think you did read it and like it. I'm not sure. I put it on my page today. So if it's something you read today. Thanks, Guy and Ashley. First time in. I'll be back. Appreciate the insight. Well, hey, Bart, just so you know, for the days off, we're going to do maybe every other day, a couple days. I did have an interview scheduled tomorrow, but it's been moved to next Monday. I'm going to try and get another one set up for Thursday. The card shark game is the one I don't like. And then on game days, Bart, we do a pregame, postgame, and intermission shows. We're a sports open line for you during the game to come talk about the game, to talk about what you see, right? So what did you think of that poem there, Jason? Right? What did you think of that, my friend? What do you think of my writing there? And when I ask this isn't me being narcissistic. It's me actually wanting to know how to make my writing better to the next level, right? I have a style, and I know my style needs refinement. And in refining this, it's going to refine how I write my articles. So that's why I want to know, it's that old saying when I was a teacher, I'd always tell, when I was an instructor, I'd always say, I can't help you unless you help me. You got to tell me what I'm doing wrong to do, so I know what to do right. I like the original. I don't have it anymore. I liked it so I could compare to what you added. Mainly, I just changed a few words. I took some of the word door out a lot. And then I also went through and did some grammar corrections on it. Vander Kane should play the card shark game. Right? So this one was just doing some wordsmithing to the original is what it was. I found some things that didn't make sense when I reread it and things that. So I wrote the original in 2020.
Wow.
Right. So it had been a while since I wrote that one. I don't know if I'm going to put it on the website yet or not. Right. What I'm thinking about doing is the story that I'm writing now. I know there's a way to do it. I just got to figure out how to do it. Release like the first 500 words or something, like a beginning, put it on the website and charge $1 to read it. Right? Why not?
Yeah.
10,000 words for $1, it's not a bad deal. And then might help me get, make some money off my writing. Go from there. Is Wendy still here? What are his thoughts on the Hawks coach, the way the coach was going off on his team? You know what? I don't know. You have something. I don't know what you're talking about there, Mary. Oh, well, Kane, I do agree, Kane being a case of catch-22. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, I really do see that a lot. Temp just drop was beautiful today. Rain is about to turn evil on us. Just be safe, guys. Just be safe.
I don't think it's supposed to freeze until after 3 a.m, so it'll be all right.
Just if you have to go out, be smart, be safe. I'm not sure if Wendy's still here. I'll ask him if he is. He'll come out. Philly's up on Winnipeg 2-1 now with 4:09 left to go in the third.
Okay.
Jason says he doesn't expect it to be that bad. I kind of don't either. I don't either. I love everybody. Hey, Jose, are you still here? I mean, 82 was insane. I do remember that.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, you weren't born yet. Wow. Right? Like I said, I remember, I want to say it had to be 84. Had to be like January or February of 84. We had a pretty good snowstorm. Are you still doing okay, here's Wendy. I like Mark cursing out the players today at practice after how last night's game the Blackhawks had zero effort. I like that. I was minus 12 in 1982. Oh, you youngins. I feel like we're bunked up in a cabin chatting while stuff is going down outside. Kind of cool. That's not a bad thing. If the snow does hit, we'll do a show tomorrow to give you guys a chance to talk. Maybe I'll come on early, do a longer show. I always can. If you guys are here, if we get 15 to 20 people, that keeps the conversation going. It's when it falls below that 10 mark that the conversation goes stale. Because what happens is you get, of that 10, you get 1 or 2 that talks and everybody else doesn't say anything. And that's what makes it harder to deal with. So,
yes,
right. That's why we kind of look at what we're talking and remember, this is a sports open line. I ask, tell your friends about it, put things out, let them know what the show is and what we do. We talk all hockey. We don't just talk blues. We talk it all. Dallas and Calgary. Dallas is up 2-1 on Calgary right now. So we kind of keep it going. I was going to ask about the open mic. I was thinking about going tonight, but I'm not sure. So if I do, I won't shut up unless you make me.
Oh, please don't shut up, man. I love it when you have comments.
Jason, I want to address something real quick. And Jason, I hope you don't get pissed off, but I'm going to address this. A while back, Jason had posted something in a group, and I made a comment that he didn't like, and he stopped talking to me for a while. Blocked me, told things, said things, whatever. You know what? I say this, and I want people to really think about this before you block somebody. Just because you don't like what they're saying does not mean that you know what their mental state is and you can really set somebody off. So instead of blocking them, try and have conversation, debate, talk about it. I was in a hockey chat, said something they didn't like, blocked me. 7 people blocked me and kicked me out of the chat, just like that. Just like that. No one talked to me. No one said anything, just did it. That's not that. All that does is divide us more. Talk, doing what we're doing now. Live shows, talking about the game, talking about life. That is what will get this country back together. And I know I'm not political, but that is as political as a statement as I'm going to make. Mm-hmm. Right? It was the worst effort I've ever watched. I was at the game. It was a Hawks the game. The Hawks effort last night was horrible. It didn't give the fans any fun at the game to live up to the energy in the United Center. Yeah, I've been to games in the United Center, right? I've been to games in the United Center. I mean, I re-enlisted before a Cardinals-Cubs game on the upper deck of Wrigley Field, right? Had Harry Carey send me down a beer, right? So, yeah, he's right. I let my heart get in the way of my brain that night. You know what, Jason? It happens to all of us. All I say is be smart. Don't just block somebody. Ask them to explain themselves, right? Ask them to explain themselves and talk it out, right? Because that's how we're going. That's how things are going to get better. by understanding each other, right? Now, I have gone off on Nazem Kadri, something fierce. I don't like, I'm not sure what you're saying there, Wendy. Oh, I was saying I just can't stop. Okay, you win. You win, buddy. But
Okay.
That's good. Yeah. Oh, wow. A pin drop in the United. Yeah. But you know what? The Blues put up an effort like that, right? And I don't think it was at home, though. Right? Well, I mean, I don't know. The effort they put up against Winnipeg wasn't that great.
No, it was not.
Right? It wasn't that great. Thanks, Jason. I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that, you know? And believe it or not, if you guys want me back in the nation, back in the lounge, back in those groups, it's you guys. You guys got to ask. You guys got to go, hey, man, I think we need to see this. We got to get the following, right? We get the following, I'm back in. That's all it comes down to. So,
Mary Ann, I haven't heard anything. Whenever you watch that press conference, they took it out. It's not there.
Yeah. I seen that. That doesn't surprise me. The Pens and Caps going to OT does not surprise me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not in them as far as, you know, well, that's fine. I'm just making a statement, generalized statement, not a directed statement there, Jason. Pasternak scored a power play goal. Yeah, I seen that one. That was a pretty good goal. Hey, Jason, share if you want, man. Share if you want. You don't have to. Mm-hmm. You know what's that old thing? If you care, you share.
Yeah,
man. If you want to share it, you share it. If you don't, you don't. You know, if you think that this, you know what, I'm sure that I have people that watch the show that absolutely hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't like Kadri's attitude, doesn't belong in. No, and I agree with that. But you know what? He's like Marchand. He's got so much freaking talent.
Yes, right? He does.
And you know, there's what he's doing this year can't be denied.
No, I can't.
I think he's what, third in points?
I think he was third. He might have gone up to second. Trying to pull it up real quick.
He is fourth.
Oh, he is fourth.
He has 59 points in 40 games.
Oh, he's tied for third.
From Florida, huh?
He's tied for third.
Oh, tied for third, yeah. Nope. He would. Okay, he's tied for third, but he lists fourth because McDavid has more goals.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I know that's the tiebreaker there in points. Is goals over assist. So I do know that. But you got Huberdeau with 63 points in 46 games, Draisaitl with 61 points in 40 games, and McDavid with 59 points in 40 games. Kadri with 59 points in 40 games. Ovechkin with 58 points in 45 games. Right? So I think Kadri is second in points per game.
Mm-hmm.
Tied for second.
Yeah.
Right? Third or tied for second, however you want to look at it. People who say sharing is caring are usually trying to hook up with your other half. Well, hey, you know, if you can get her, go for it. I am glad Marian Hossa, Patrick Sharp, and Eddie Olczyk are going to help with interviews of the GM candidates for the Blackhawks. They need a lot more than a GM, though. They need a lot, and they do, and it is time. It is time for them to get rid of some of their dead weight, and I say dead, and that's contracts. Some of those untouchable contracts need to be touchable. I am following you and Ashley, so if you're not there and I don't see it, but I'll share it whenever it needs to be. No issue, man. No issue. Whenever you can, Jason. The rat is good, but does what he does, no doubt. Yeah. And we talked about that one. Right? Excuse me. Oh, man. Today is Lance's day off. He takes Tuesday off. It's a personal day for him. Monday, we are going to have a fun show.
Oh.
Monday, I have none other, and I've actually, this is, to me, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to set it up here this week. We have the Blue Zamboni driver, the ice guy, the guy that takes care of the ice.
Awesome. Marianne will probably fire some great questions at him.
Oh, I'm sure she will. I'm sure a lot of you guys will. You know, I want to ask him about, I know that how they, so they lay down a layer of ice, right? Mm-hmm. They get the ice built up, and then the lines are tape, right? All the lines are tape, and then they lay out, like molds, or not molds, but they lay out, the stickers. They're like stickers that stick on the ice, and then put water over them to freeze them in and build up levels of water over them to do that. I wonder how deep that stuff is really down in the ice, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm guessing it's probably 2 or 3 inches down.
Yeah.
Right. And then I want to know about when he set up the, how much he got to do help with the Winter Classic in St. Louis in 17, mm-hmm. Right? How much he really got to do with that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, so that's something that I would say. Seabrook's contract is in Tampa. Shaw's. Okay. Seabrook's contract and Shaw's expire this year. Okay, well that'll help. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I think Seabrook is, well, aren't they paying for somebody who's not there anymore? Is he one of them? Is he one of the guys that they're paying for that's not even there anymore? I think they have a couple of those, Wendy. Don't you have like 4 or 5 contracts, or 2 or 3 contracts where you're paying money for guys and it's against your cap that aren't even there? Right? I know some buyouts. I think you have some buyouts. Mm-hmm. And that buyout, man. That just you gotta. Armstrong's been here 9 years. 9 years. And he hasn't bought out one contract.
Yep.
Right? You make a mistake, you live with it. Right? You make a mistake, you live with it. Boy, I started the wrong goalie tonight. Well, it was either start this guy or start Wedgwood, who's playing the Avs. Even though I think that they could win that game, I think they're going to win it like 5-4. Mm-hmm. So, right, that doesn't help me either. But my guy's getting beat 4-1 from the Islanders, no less. Oh man, yeah. Just I can't. It doesn't matter. And then when I sit the guys, they throw a shutout.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I mean, every time I've sat somebody, they've thrown a shutout on me. Right. So, yeah. Ouch. Where are we at? We're coming up on the 55-minute mark, so just about done. You know, it was a good move, but it wasn't the best move, right? And the reason it wasn't the best move because O'Reilly wasn't worth 5 players, right? He is down in the farm, and I actually think he takes turns with Ellis as a backup, right? I know the 1 or 2 games that he's gotten. I gotta go look it up. I'm not sure how. It's kind of hard to get AHL stats. But
I know Lindgren won the other night.
Oh, he did win the other night?
It was in a shootout, but he won.
Yeah. So, but he's gotten torched a couple of games, right? They just, you know what? When they get a backup like that, they just play simple. And sometimes when you have that starter, you think you can, take chances, do things that you normally don't do. And I think that this team is a simple team. A team that should just play it simple, because when they play it simple, they win, and they win a lot, right? The more times that I saw a simple cycle game are the games that I've seen them win. So Washington beats the Penguins, and that's going to be a fight in the playoffs for sure. My issue with that trade was Tage Thompson. I don't think we should have gotten rid of Tage Thompson. right? And he was a first-round draft pick in the 24 range, 23 range, and you gave up on him too quick, right? I'm trying to remember what that trade was. It was Bergeron, Thompson, Sobotka, a draft pick, and one other player. And I can't remember who the other one was. But I thought 5 for 1 was too much, right? I think he should have held his ground a little bit. I mean, I'm glad we got O'Reilly, but Thompson right now is one of the bright spots. It might have been. I don't even know where
it was 2 draft picks.
2 draft picks, okay. So there was a conditional one in there. And I think the first round pick that they got is still in their system. Right? Look, we did great with the trade, obviously. I still think giving Thompson up was too much. Right? And don't get mad at me. Think about it. Was O'Reilly worth 5 players? And as good as he is, I don't think he was. I don't think any player is worth 5 players. I don't think McDavid's worth 5 players.
I happen to be okay with this trade in this situation, mainly because, I mean, look at who stayed. Nobody really, except for Thompson and their first-round draft pick.
Well, I think they got their 2 draft picks.
They did get 2 draft picks, but I think that they only actually have the 1 draft pick that stayed and Thompson.
I'd have to look. I think the other draft pick's still in their system. I have to look at that. I have to look it up. I mean, we're right at the end of the show. I'll have to look it up later. Bergeron was dead weight, so pretty much everyone else is gone. So Thompson for O'Reilly was a great move. Well, Bergeron's gone. And
By the way, it was Berglund.
It's the way I say it. Sorry. I didn't think he was dead weight. I liked the guy. I really did. Sobotka, when he got back here with Laterra, when him and Sobotka and Laterra came back from the KHL, I don't know what happened in the KHL because they did really good over there. They were absolute trash over here, right? Absolute trash over here. Thompson was the guy that I thought made it, right? Thompson was the guy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I get what Jose's saying. I really do, right?
Yeah, he's thinking of Bergeron.
But
it's Berglund.
Berglund, yeah, well.
Not even Berglund. It's Berglund.
Oh, damn. Sorry. Yeah, and moved back to Sweden. Yeah. And as a head case and a druggie. I don't know about being a druggie, and I want to be careful calling somebody a druggie, but I know he was a little bit of a head case. Basically, he didn't want to get traded, right? He didn't want to leave St. Louis, and he didn't want to go to Buffalo.
No, he did not.
And Buffalo was supposed to be on his no-trade list, but his no-trade list didn't go out in time. And he says that was his agent's fault. His agent says it was his fault. You know, let's point fingers at each other. But whatever it was, I mean, it opened the door. That was actually, and I heard Armstrong say this, that was the piece that sold the deal. Right? So, you know, that if that's the piece that sold the deal, then so be it, you know. So be it. I still can sit here and say I don't like giving up Thompson. I didn't like giving up Thompson. I felt like they gave up on him way too soon, especially a guy that's 6'4", that plays big and shoots big, right? Thompson's got a big stick, long reach. He's the defensive forward. He can still shoot. I like Thompson. I like him a lot, actually. Right? So
I still do that trade all day, every day. Sorry.
Yeah, I try and keep Thompson out of it. You know, I try and sell him on the first 4 for 1. But hey, is what it is. O'Reilly was never going to produce in Buffalo. right? O'Reilly, he's still in Buffalo, Marianne. He's still in Buffalo. He's probably their best player right now, or one of their better players, right? Look at Jack Eichel in Buffalo, right? So yeah, he is thriving up in Buffalo. I know that. He's
so is Alex Tuck. I was really surprised to see how well he's doing.
Yeah, Tuck's having a good year too. Let me see something here real quick. So Thompson leads the team with 29 points. He has 14 goals, 15 assists. That's a well-rounded player there. He's a -9, though, but the majority of the team is a minus. Right? I mean, you look at plus minus, and their highest is a +4 or +5. Janikowski's +5. Alex Tuch is +4. You have 2 guys at +1, Syke and Fitzgerald. 4 guys at 0, Ryan McInnes, Samuelson, Quinn, and Petka. And Petra and McQuinn only played, 3 of those guys only played. McInnes played 1 game. Quinn and Petra played 2 games, right? So, and then Fitzgerald, who's at +1, only played 6 games. And then everybody else is just a negative from then on, down the way down to Victor Olferson is a -15. But we've got Parayko is a -16 or 17 right now.
Yeah, 16.
Right. So, it kind of is what it is with that being said. And if you know me, I hate that saying.
Yes, you do.
-16, he's -16. Mikula -7, Bozak -7. Brown -2, O'Reilly -2, Perron -2. I'm looking for guys that are playing, regularly. Kostin -1, Tarasenko -1, Prunovich +2, Saad +2, and everyone else from there is plus, all the way up to Falk at +25. I actually think Falk is among the leaders in plus minus.
Yeah, he's doing really well this year.
I think he's like in the top 10, maybe. Let me pull that up here real quick. He is 6th, right? 6th.
Hey, guy, I gotta get off here. Allie's waiting for me.
Okay, no problem. It's time for us to go anyway. So, hey guys, this is Guy the Wild Blues fan, and Ashley Slapshot Jones saying, I can't believe we talked an hour today about nothing. We must be the Seinfeld show. Aloha, mahalo, and have a great night.